Namaskar, sir. Namaskar, sir. Namaskar, ma'am. Namaskar.
Please
Namaskar.
take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
We also had one more candidate yesterday who wished with Namaskar. I said then, I will repeat it now, that at least I personally appreciate this.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. What do you want to do with the mask?
I can remove it.
Not can. What do you want to do?
I will remove it.
Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. How are you this afternoon?
I'm really fine.
You are.
Feeling good.
Yeah. Good. Must have had your lunch.
Not yet.
Not yet?
I will. I will.
Why? After the interview.
Yes. I came from Gurgaon. So after the interview, I will have and I'll leave to Gurgaon.
Did you have heavy breakfast?
Yes, that I had.
Good. On 13th of May, is your interview in the morning session or afternoon?
In the afternoon session, sir.
Okay. So what are your plans? You will have lunch and then head for the interview, or like today, you would complete the interview first?
I would say I would have light lunch before the interview.
Okay. What do you like to have for lunch?
Generally, I like pakhal bhat, the Odia dish, the rice one. But on the day of interview, I will have chapati.
Right. Why? After taking rice, you tend to feel sleepy?
Yes, the pakhal bhat is fermented rice as such. We have to keep it for 1 to 2 days, so it is sleepy.
Yes. Just one question before what I want to use my minutes on. Why do you call Jagannath as a cult?
Basically, the cult is something around which has a lot of fan following and a lot of cultural things evolve around it. So the same is for Jagannath in Odisha. The cuisines, the dance form, the literature, everything in Odisha is about Lord Jagannath.
But the term cult has a negative, it is a pejorative term.
I was not sure about it because in Odisha, even in the literary works, the Odisha review published by the government of Odisha also, they use the word Jagannath cult. So I was inspired by that.
Cult is, there was this Japanese cult named Om Shinri & Co. who released a poisonous gas in the underground train. Some idea about doomsday. Cult is a negative word. I use the negative word for one's own commitment. You can say sect, pantha. Practically the whole Odisha culture revolves around Jagannath, right?
Yes, sir.
And there were colonial observers who have described it in a distorted way.
True.
So actually it is they who began to call this cult. And without understanding the implication, we have just picked it up.
This is a perfect perspective. I will read on it after I go.
For
sure, sir.
Hopefully 30 seconds, I will also engage you on the term vernacular. You have come across the word vernacular?
Yes, I have come across the word.
It is used for which languages?
All the regional languages.
Right. And what is the exact meaning of the term vernacular?
I'm not aware of the exact term, but I know the context in which it is used.
It means language of the slaves. And the colonial rulers introduced this word, and now we ourselves call our languages as vernacular.
This is quite enlightening for me. I was not aware of it.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So if you can summarize what is Advaita Vedanta for us.
Advaita Vedanta was propagated mainly by Shankaracharya. It says that not two, non-dualism. It says that the Jivatma, that is the beings, and the Paramatma, that is the Brahman, they are not separate. And if I may have the permission, I can say something in Sanskrit as well. That is Eko Brahma Dvitiya Nasti. And the 4 Mahavakyas like the Tattvamasi, Pragyanam Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, Ayam Atma Brahma, they all denote that the Supreme Brahman is not different from the Jivatma, or we as the being. And everything that is there in this world is the Brahman itself.
Is Shankaracharya the first one to define Advaita Vedanta?
No, it was not Sankaracharya. We had Gaudapad and Bhagavatpad also who defined Advaita. However, Sankaracharya propagated it to the largest extent throughout the Indian subcontinent.
Is Advaita Vedanta not there in original Vedas?
I feel it is there because the four Mahavakyas that I said, they are the part of the Upanishads. So they are there, but Sankaracharya formulated it. Sankaracharya gave it a way in which the local man can understand, the common man can understand and apply it in their life as such.
Is Advaita Vedanta not there in all Upanishads?
Yes, sir, it is there because the Chandogya Upanishad, the Brihadaranya Upanishad, these all four Mahavakyas are from the Upanishads itself.
They predate Shankaracharya by how many years?
They are some thousand of years back.
So what makes you say that you started out with this Shankaracharya defined Advaita Vedanta?
I just meant to say Sankaracharya propagated Advaita Vedanta. I just meant to say that. In fact, I would be committing an Himalayan blunder if I will say that Sankaracharya defined Advaita Vedanta or started Advaita Vedanta.
Okay. Then when he said everything in Sanskrit, how can you say that he spoke for common men?
Because what I felt at those point of time, Sanskrit was also there, and in fact, due to the Guru Sishya tradition that he started and the four ashrams that he started, his students took it to the logical culmination, and it was spread throughout India as such. And in fact, it was also against ritualism of Mimamsa also.
Fine. I would like to discuss that, but let us go over to the next panel member.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening,
How are
sir.
you?
I am fine.
Good. Jagannath temple cult brings me to the temple. How many chefs work there on an everyday basis? You are aware of that?
I'm not aware of the number of chefs.
Chefs.
I'm not aware.
How many people are fed every day, approximately?
It's more than 10,000, and on the festivals, it's more than lakhs.
Odisha Rasgulla got the GI tag in 2019 after a long fight.
Yes.
What was that fight about?
Basically, both the states of Odisha and West Bengal fought for the indigenous GI tag for Rasgulla. Odia said it is ours, Bengal said it is ours.
Who was the first chief minister of Odisha?
In fact, if I'll say when it was made the first state, they were called the prime minister in 1936. It was Mr. Biswanath Das, and later we had Krishna Chandra
Who was
Gajapati.
the first chief minister when it became a state?
It was Dr. Hare Krishna Mahata.
Absolutely. Which year Hun San visited Odisha?
I'm really sorry, sir. I'm not aware.
Which year super cyclone hit Odisha?
Sir, it was 1999.
Lingaraj temple in Bhubaneswar, in which dynasty's time it was constructed? Name of the dynasty.
It was Somavanshi dynasty, the Eastern Ganga dynasty.
What is relativism in philosophy?
I'm not aware of the exact term or the meaning, but if I may say, in my own opinion, it would be the difference in perspectives that one has towards this thing.
Your own opinion in defining a branch of philosophy actually is not warranted.
But that itself is relativism.
Relative to me.
Yeah.
Relative to him. Relative to Adhikary, some relativism is this. Absolutely. Anyway, what is subjectivism?
Subjectivism, I feel, is one's own perspective, like one shrouded by one's own opinion about things. It is not objective.
See, relativism is about right or wrong, subjective to a culture, and it is about moral standards, subjective to an opinion. I have a little brush up on these things. They are very important terms of philosophy.
Sure. Thanks a lot,
Keep
sir.
smiling. You are doing quite well. Over to Madam.
How are you, Durga?
I'm fine, man. Super fine.
Coming from land of Jagannath, your name is Durga. How come?
Basically, to say that my grandmother was really into the Sakti cult. Maybe say she worshipped goddess, and I am Durga Prasad. My father's name is Chandi Prasad, and my kaka's name, the uncle's name is Kali Prasad. So we are named in that way.
Excellent. You read newspapers?
Yes.
Which paper are you reading?
Live Mint and Times of India as of now.
Times of India. So you're defying the usual stereotype. Are you on social media?
Yes, I am.
You have accounts on social media?
Yes.
The public, what do you follow?
Follow in the sense.
You follow news and all on social media. Are you on Twitter and Instagram?
Yes, I am on Twitter and Instagram. Yes.
So your main news reporting comes from where? Twitter, Instagram, or from the hard copy of a paper?
I would say I follow the hard copy because I don't subscribe in all those things in Twitter and Instagram.
Okay.
I keep it personal as such.
Okay. But you're aware of how the government uses social media, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Very effectively. So let me ask you a question on the 2+2 dialogue between India and US which just took place. You know, there are fundamental differences between India and US on the Ukraine crisis. Yet we are saying that the 2+2 dialogue was very successful. Why so? How was it successful?
I feel although both the parties made their stand clear on the Russia and Ukraine, however, I felt that there was a convergence also. Because the national interests and the global commitments that they had, like the containing China, maybe the Quad, we are having another Quad session in coming days. So I feel that apart from the Russia and Ukraine things, and I feel this is a indirect endorsement of US about the India's stand on Russia. So I feel they are much more aligned to the things of national interest of both the countries.
What issue? Which are the sectors on which India and US cooperate very closely? Name just a few. There's so many.
The first thing is I feel is the service sector industries. So we have a lot of lot of Indian people working in US. Number two, the energy security part, also the shale gas part, and number three, we also have some defense ties. So to name these three, I feel these three would be.
Education.
Yes, we are working on that also. Education, health. In fact, after the recent pandemic, the cooperation in health also increased high.
So recently, earlier in April, the Prime Minister of Nepal was in town. Why was he here, and how did the visit go?
I'm not aware of this thing.
You're not aware of it. Do you know what is Operation Ganga?
Yes, ma'am, I'm aware of
What
it.
is Operation Ganga?
This was the evacuation of Indian nationals from Ukraine during the invasion of Russia and Ukraine, and this is one of the highest strategic evacuation. In fact, the highest during this time of the world. It's something around 17 to 18,000 Indians were evacuated.
So just before that, we did another evacuation mission. Do you know the context or the name? Do you recall? Massive movement of people. Vande Bharat mission.
Vande Bharat.
What happened during Vande Bharat?
If I'm not, I feel it was during the COVID pandemic. We evacuated our people from those who were stranded in other foreign nations. Later, we also did it from Afghanistan also when the Taliban takeover was happening.
Why do we have to keep on helping these people? After all, they don't take government's permission to go abroad, right? They buy a commercial ticket, go abroad, do whatever. But whenever there is trouble, why do they come running to the government? And should the government really do anything for them?
I feel India is a welfare state. And these people, although they go on their own money and all these things, but they are the brand ambassadors of India outskirts. And it shows the commitment of the government to the people and to the citizens. And that is what is reflected in the spirit of the constitution as well. So I feel it is justified on the part of government to evacuate them at the time of need.
Tell me something. Have you heard of Raisina dialogue? Something called the Raisina dialogue?
Yes, ma'am.
What is it?
It is a dialogue mostly on the foreign affairs thing that is held every year after 2016. So in this year's dialogue, the president of EU also participated.
She was the chief guest.
Yes.
Do you know her name?
Ursula von der Miss.
Lovely. Is there? Can you give name of any other such dialogue which is also very famous, which is globally, which is like Raisina dialogue has now become a global dialogue. Another dialogue, global strategic dialogue, where a lot of people articulate their positions. In fact, our Prime Minister came up with his concept of Indo-Pacific at this dialogue. Do you remember the name? Is it coming to you? It's the Shangri-La dialogue. It's held in Singapore.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, I can recollect now.
Thank you very much.
Durga, it is my opinion that instead of becoming IAS, you should become a motivational speaker and you can earn a great amount of money. Why are you choosing IAS?
I feel I can be a motivational speaker by my works in IAS also. My works will speak my voice. My actions will speak much louder than the voice that I could have done.
You must have heard about Citizenship Amendment Act.
Yes, ma'am.
What was that and why it has not been implemented in letter and spirit?
The Citizenship Amendment Bill was
It's not.
sorry, ma'am, I stand corrected. The act was brought in 2019 to give citizenship to the nationalities of other countries, of our surrounding countries, belonging to certain religions like the Hinduism, Sikhism, and the stand was that the people who were on the face of persecution in the adjoining countries, they must be protected and they will be given citizenship in India. However, there were massive protests regarding that, and that we saw massive protests in Delhi as well. So as of that, the matter has been now on stand by the Honorable, after the orders of Honorable Supreme Court.
Why have we left one community? We should have included that.
The recent debate is also about that, and I feel that the government took a very nuanced stand after analyzing the demographics of the adjoining countries and the ratios of the discriminations or the persecutions happening there. However, the need of the hour is a much more inclusive policy, and the government is surely working and deciding on that.
You have read our scriptures very wonderful manner. This is what I say because I don't know much about them. Did these scriptures allow lynching? Why, it is spreading like a plague.
With full conviction, I can say, if the scriptures are not misinterpreted, misused and misrepresented, they don't promote lynching. With full conviction, I can say that. However, if the scriptures are misinterpreted and misrepresented in a very narrow way, they promote sectarian feelings and we have lynchings as such.
What has been this most inspiring हिंदी में पूछ सकती हूँ?
बिल्कुल मैम, बिल्कुल मैम।
बहुत सारी चीज़ें अंग्रेजी में नहीं बोली जा सकती। ऐसा हमारे स्क्रिप्चर्स में या किसी भी भागवत गीता किसी को भी ले, ऐसा कौन सा पद्य है या गद्य है जिसने आपको बहुत इंस्पायर किया हो और आपने अपने एज ग्रुप से हट के एक अपनी छवि बनाई?
बिल्कुल मैम। इसके साथ मैं एक स्टोरी भी ऐड करना चाहूँगा, क्योंकि एक बार व्यासदेव से पूछा गया कि आपने 18 पुराण लिख दिए, अगर मैं पढ़ ना पाया तो आप एक शब्द में, एक लाइन में बता दीजिए कि उसका अर्थ क्या है। व्यासदेव ने बोला, अष्टादश पुराणेषु व्यासेन कथितद्वयम् परोपकार पुण्यायम पापाय परपीडनम। दिस इज द गोल ऑफ माई लाइफ ऑल्सो, दैट टू हेल्प अदर्स इज द ग्रेटेस्ट वर्च्यू एंड टू हर्ट अदर्स इज द ग्रेटेस्ट सिन, एंड आई ट्राई टू इम्प्लीकेट एंड रेप्लिकेट देम इन माई ओन लाइफ एज वेल। थैंक यू। नमस्कार सर, आई एम फाइन सर।
You were discussing with chairman on the word cult. Is the ISKCON movement a cult?
After getting the knowledge from sir, I feel little hesitant to say it cult. I would say it is a movement as such.
In one way, don't you think it has trivialize the Jagannath cult as you understand, or commercialize?
Somewhere there are allegations that they have trivialized or commercialized the things. However, I see that they have also been a very motivating factor and propagating the Jagannath cult also throughout the world. In fact, the current scenario and the feeling about the Jagannath cult has increased many folds after the recent ISKCON movement also. So I feel they have done a very good job.
Creating an imbalance in the importance of various Hindu gods and putting one over the others. Is it not cult? Is it not in a way anti-Hindu?
Somewhere I feel that this might also lead to what they say religious exclusivism, or in this case the sectarian exclusivism, that what I propagate and what I say about the single God is true and rest others are untrue. Of course, this has a tendency to create imbalance. However, on later terms, when we realize, leaving aside the name of the God that they use, but on the later terms, what Shankaracharya has also said, the supreme entity is Brahman. And he uses the slok, Akasot patitam toyam sagarat pratigachati. Just as every drop that falls from the sky enters into the supreme ocean, eventually all the names that we give to all the gods ultimately merge into that supreme eternal entity.
Shankaracharya said. But that is not what the ISKCON movement is.
I feel ISKCON movement has given a name to that Brahman. However, the others give another name to that Brahman. For the Saktas, the Devi is the Brahman.
How strong was the Bhakti movement in Odisha?
I feel it had phenomenal effect on Odisha as such, because we had the Panch Sakha in Odisha, the Balaram Das, the Achyutanand Das, the Jashavant Das, the Jagannath Das. And also we had Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at those point of times. In fact, Guru Nanak Dev Ji also visited the Jagannath, visited Odisha during the time of Chaitanya Dev also. So it had phenomenal effect on Odisha.
बट इस भक्ति की वजह से उड़ीसा में स्लगिशनेस बहुत है, एंटरप्रेन्योर्स नहीं निकल रहे.
I feel that there are other reasons also.
This really pains me.
I feel there are other reasons also, because
Other reason can be your bhat, Pariwar.
I would say that bhakti as such was to give the moral directions to the persons. However, it is the people who, if they would have interpreted in a wrong way and they would have said that it is a substitute to the karma, then this is a problem. However, I feel bhakti should supplement karma, not substitute karma.
Because you are from Punjab, how much damage is being caused to the Chilka Lake by pollution?
In fact, sir, it was earlier very higher, and it was placed in Montreux record also due to the high level pollution. But after nowadays, the pollution is maintained properly, and Chilka Lake has shown is being projected and is one of, in fact, the places where a lot number of migratory birds are coming, and the olive ridley tortoises on the banks of the Chilka Lake is an evidence.
This year is less, no?
I feel last year it was less. This year they have come again in higher numbers.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Are there white tigers in Nandankanan?
I am not aware about the current situation, but when I was in my BTech, I was in Bhubaneswar, there was one.
When, if at all, was Orissa captured by Mughals?
Sir, I am not aware of this thing.
Because it was never captured by Mughals.
Yes, that was the reason. Like Japan, it's peace.
And how come you are never told this? That Orissa was never captured by Mughals?
I will read about it. I am not at all sure.
You know about Kalapahad in Odisha history?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Kalapahad.
Is India's nuclear doctrine in the need for change?
I feel some strategic expert consultations is needed in the India's nuclear doctrine as such now, because the neighbors are also hostile. In fact, much more hostile. However, India's commitment to no first use policy, I feel that after expert advice and discussions, they can be finalized.
Actually, I'm listening to your answers, and you are already talking like a seasoned bureaucrat. Government is looking into it. We should consider all aspects of it. We are asking your opinion. Why are you skillfully sidestepping the issues?
You tell.
I feel they need to be relooked.
So we should change no first use policy?
I wouldn't say to change the whole no first use policy, but I feel there must be need. The need of the hour is to bring some more guidelines. So the no first use policy is an umbrella term. However, we need to finalize under what situation and what circumstances India can trigger the nuclear weapons, leaving aside all those subjectivities.
What are the things that EU needs to learn from India?
European Union,
Yeah.
the huge cultural diversity with peace that India has, that the EU can learn. In fact, there has been rising movements against some religious extremisms in EU, which we have seen in last few days. So the secularism of India that EU needs to learn. Number two, the compassion, the charity, the feeling of the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. This thing that the EU needs to learn from India.
I see that your email address has 666@gmail.
Yes.
What does it stand for?
Regarding the number 6, I had learned in that 6 is a perfect number. 1 plus 2 plus 3 is equal to 6. 1 into 2 into 3 is equal to also 6. So 6 is said a perfect number. And regarding 3, I was when I made the email some 8 to 10 years ago maybe, I just came to know about the 3 gunas, the Sat, Raj, Tam, and I was too much influenced about it. So I made it 666.
How do trigunas represent 666?
Triple times I have repeated 6. So they represent the Sattva-guna, Rajaguna and Tamoguna.
Do you know that in Bible 666 stands for devil?
I'm not at all aware about it. So
Okay.
Sorry, sir.
Thank you. All the very best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Please take your seat.
Thank you.
We are all absolutely happy with your interview.
Thank you.
Absolutely happy. I am already saying 199. Actually, it is 200 plus. But I am using my prerogative just to draw your attention that you should be the topper. And on 13th of May, you should aim at 215 plus.
I will
The scoring
definitely-
interview should be over 200 and excellent. So, all excellent.
How was your written exam?
Okay, type I would say. I had done much better than the last time,
Previous attempt.
previous attempt.
Right.
Your
So-
biggest asset is your personality. You know, you come across as a very honest human being.
Yeah.
So keep it like that.
Thank you.
And if you didn't, I won't call you the follower of Advaita Vedanta.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So great. Just a couple of small points.
Yes, sir.
Not that there is any improvement, so to say, required, but from the interview point of view.
Sure, sir.
You can keep it here.
Yeah, you sit comfortably. Yeah.
Okay.
One is, I'm sure, on the day of the interview, you'll be properly clean shaven.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well groomed. Yeah. What about the dress you intend to wear?
I will wear a coat over it. Suit will be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Very good.
If you don't wear, then your shirt should be well ironed.
No, I have a coat ready just because some related
That is advisable and fine. I mean, as long as you are aware that on 13th of May your turnout also needs to be impeccably perfect. We are sure that the moment you open your mouth, the
Nothing
rest
else
of the
will be
panel is
required.
going to listen to that.
Thank you, sir.
You have a beautiful smile. Continue it throughout your interview.
Sure, sir.
Your voice and all body language was all very energetic. Again, continue with that.
Yes, sir.
Now I just wonder whether while talking to the lady members, you were not saying madam for sufficient number of times,
Yes, sir.
coming across respectfully. Not too much, right? But every once in a while addressing, let that respectful address come across.
Sure, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
नहीं ठीक
हाँ, या है तो ठीक माने, बट अब यहाँ से माने परफेक्शन की तरफ का जर्नी तो हमेशा से चलता रहता है ना,
बिल्कुल.
इसलिए इसलिए नहीं कह रहे हैं कि कुछ कमी है.
नहीं, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
Then I would draw your attention to actually your birth date also, 10th of March.
Yes, sir.
I don't know whether the panel members will remember, etc. And the chances of question coming up might be very, very less. But it so happens that first time India won the champion of champions in cricket. That was 10th of March 1985.
Oh.
I don't see much of a chance.
In fact, 10th of March is also birth date of Osama bin Laden.
Is it?
Yes.
Wow. You compensate for it.
I definitely try.
Yeah. Then 13th,
Yes, sir.
towards the end I picked up just two areas only to make you aware of them. One is the second time Pokhran 2. 5 nuclear tests that we conducted were on May 11 and 13, 1998. So one possible area that day. And similarly, 9th of May happens to be Europe Day. So, 9th of May is Europe Day. 10th of May is the date 1857 started from Meerut. 11th of May is Pokhran 2, the first test and all. So, kind of just brushing for that. We are sure if questions on philosophy come up, you will competently answer them. I would have always liked to discuss many more issues, etc. But keep yourself ready
Sure, sir.
with all possible questions. Also, I wondered whether you should also brush up on especially current issues pertaining to Odisha.
Sure, sir.
So we are sure you will come across very well on that philosophy part, therefore probably temples, their meaning, etc., etc. In that discussion on like Hare Krishna, I thought you would say that Hare Krishna is not calling other deity, etc., as anything less. All they are saying is in Krishna, it is Saguna Brahma.
Yes.
And you are free to worship Brahma in any form you want. It reaches finally that Brahma.
That one.
So that discussion, but again, not that there was anything wanting over there. Then there were one or two times when you did say, I am not aware of it. A small suggestion is, say, I am sorry, I am not aware of it. Not just I am not aware of it.
I'm sorry.
I am not aware of it. Then the name of your university is Biju Patnaik University. And probably, irrespective of the name, youngsters from Odisha may be asked questions about Biju Patnaik. So keep yourself ready on that. You have also done a couple of jobs,
Yes.
and panel may pick up any of those jobs to discuss.
Sure, sir.
So brush up and keep yourself ready there. Had you cleared engineering services or you had
No,
appeared?
I just appeared, sir.
Engineering, forest service, or you had appeared?
Forest, this time I have cleared the mains.
You have, okay, mains.
Mechanical engineering you can be asked about.
Since that is your branch, many possible questions on mechanical engineering. Some panel member may want to relate mechanical engineering with philosophy.
Yes, sir.
Gurgaon also. Your Gurgaon.
Ah.
So it was Gurugram.
Gurugram.
Jobs.
Something on Haryana. Bhagavad Gita. Kurukshetra.
Kurukshetra.
Then you have had a lot of scholarships, various scholarships.
One, the Medhabriti part.
So the panel may choose to ask question on that. Then you are mentioning awareness marathons.
Yes, sir.
that is a possible area for discussion. I think you also handle the placement cell.
Yes.
Again, possible question. Keep yourself ready. NSS, your time with NSS, also keep yourself ready. And maybe some panel member may want to discuss with you why next to Odisha you are choosing Agmut for Kedar.
Yes, sir.
Just be ready with whatever
Sure,
is your
sir.
answer. And Durga, we repeat, excellent interview. So 199 today, but 13th of May it should be more than 250. And we look forward to you being like there among the toppers.
I will definitely try, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, what about the thing, the last comment you made that you are like a seasoned bureaucrat?
Yeah,
Was
many
that
times. Okay, good that you are bringing it up. Actually, if in the interview your opinion has been asked, present it in a balanced fashion, of course. I mean, but circumscribing or not coming to the point. Huh? So, if your opinion is being asked, present it and let the balanced mind come across that it is not a knee-jerk reaction, it is not a fanatic mind. Of course, let the answers be within the framework of the constitution, but let there be categorical response if you are ready with it. If you think that you have not formed an opinion, you are most welcome to say, sir, after due consideration, I have not yet been able to form an opinion.
Okay.
But it should not come across like you are either sidestepping the issue skillfully
Yes, sir.
or not seeking to respond to the question.
Sure.
But it's considered to be imprudent and rude. You are trying to.
Also over clever.
Yeah, over smart. Don't come across, not that you did, but it may sound.
That you're being too clever,
yeah.
and already you've done that thinking process in your mind, which bureaucracy is so.
Government is looking into it.
You should not imbibe. You should have a freshness in your
Sure, sir.
character, which you naturally have.
It should not be spoiled by any such response.
There's one place where I thought he used the wrong phrase. There was a talk on the students who are going their own money to Ukraine. If you see the tape, you call them brand ambassadors. वो थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया.
तो selfish reason है.
Every citizen is a responsibility of the country in the time of need. That's why.
बिल्कुल.
In fact, when you're saying that India is a welfare state, that's why it's not really connected to welfare state. Any state will always rescue its own citizens. In fact, we have gone 2 steps ahead and rescued people from other countries.
Other countries also.
So that is, India as a power believes that, it is a sense of responsibility that we have towards our citizens. So that is really where we are coming from, not really from much from welfareism. Good show.
Is that Akashat Patitam Toyam by Shankaracharya?
He had used it many times, but I'm not sure. It is there in the
I
Vedas.
would think, check it.
I will check. Akashat Patitam.
To describe Advaita Vedanta, in fact, in half a line, there is a shloka. I have reason to think that you know that shloka. The first line says, Shlokar dhena pravakshami yaduktam grantha koti bihi. जो सैकड़ों ग्रंथों में कहा गया है वो मैं आपको आधे श्लोक में बता रहा हूँ यानी जो वो पहली लाइन तो यही कहने के लिए बता रहा है कि द होल मीनिंग ऑफ अद्वैत वेदांत श्लोकार्धेन प्रवक्ष्यामि आई एम सेइंग इन हाफ अ श्लोक श्लोकार्धेन यदुक्तम जो कहा गया है ग्रंथ कोटि भी ब्रह्म सत्य जगन मिथ्या जीवो
Brahma Napara.
That is the best definition of Advaita Vedanta.
Yes.
Yeah? So bless you.
Yes,
We look forward to your success and we look forward to officers like you in the service.
I will definitely
You
try
will
my
feel
best.
that India is in right hands.
I will definitely try my best.
Yeah.
Sir, and as you can see in my DAF also, I sport a tika over here. Would that be fine? Or
No, I mean,
this is
for
fine.
the interview purpose, we would suggest.
This is fine.
Yeah, this is fine. Yeah.
That looks little overboard, that's right.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
afterwards, no issue
Yeah.
at all. After
Absolutely.
coming to the service, you sport
Yeah.
Tika, you sport.
Yeah.
There are many, South Indian seniors we have been who wear
Nama.
very proudly everything.
Mm.
You may also be asked, I have a question about
Yeah,
Shikha,
yeah, Shikha.
because a lot of
Yeah.
things are related to that.
Yeah.
So you be prepared.
These are the notes by panel members.
Sure.
And after 13th of May, do let us know how you
How you
Sure. I will inform.
Actually, I wanted to end with this point. I just want to alert you for indeed one possibility and the mind. Sit down for a moment.
Yes, sure.
It cannot be ruled out that someone on the panel may be seriously against all this philosophy, Adhyatma and Vedanta and blah blah blah. Okay? And one cannot be sure whether that particular member then may come up with questions to cross you.
Sure.
You should be quietly ready for that. The mind should be ready for
And don't be rattled.
that. Yeah. The job
Because
is
the purpose will be to test your nerves.
not to be rattled.
Sure.
The job either some actual Marxist or Marxist questions. If we had time, I can promise you that I would have given you all Marxist arguments and just to see how you respond.
Okay.
All materialism, all dialectical materialism, class theory, theory of surplus value, it's all haves and have-nots, and all Advaita Vedanta is a philosophy created by haves to exploit have-nots.
Have not.
And it's about your capacity to discuss. But keep your mind ready. I mean,
Sure, sir. I will look into it.
You came out well on that lynching which Madam asked. There is a possibility, we asked about polarization also, which is absolutely visible.
Yes.
It may be of somebody's making or it may be just happening, but it can be asked about something. Sir, Madam.
बस ये मैंने कहना है दुर्गा यहाँ तक पहुँचे अपनी सीट इंश्योर करना, बहस नहीं करना किसी से। कहीं पे अगर आपको लग रहा है कि मैं ट्रैप हो रहा हूँ या कुछ हो रहा हूँ तो उसमें से निकलने की कोशिश करना।
Sure.
बी प्रैक्टिकल, इसके पीछे नहीं जाना, इसके आगे।
आगे ही जाना.
He has done very well. I think he is capable.
वो ऐसा
absolutely.
Our good wishes are there.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Bless you.
Thank you. It was nice interacting with you.